So now we're going to add the details. For this part of the operation, I need a felting needle and some black cotton and an ordinary sewing needle for the eyes, then some white fibre for his beard, which we're going to needle felt into place. And then this is optional. This is our little nose that we have attached, a bauble nose. And if you had a secondary colour, you can reveal the second colour as I've done here, just for extra contrast. But it's entirely optional because attaching two little eyes and a beard to this is perfectly lovely. But in order to reveal a second colour on a nose, you're cutting away that top layer. You need to be quite brave, just cutting off the top of the circle, and you're cutting the overlay, not into the bauble. You will be able to feel it with a small pair of scissors, and you do a small cut at the start, you'll be able to feel it. And this can add really nice features to your work, new dimensions. If you can imagine if you were making a frog or a crocodile, and you can cut away the green overlay to reveal a bright white eye, and then you could sew on the black centre, something like that. And so the second colour is revealed. And you know, I can use this little extra piece. I don't waste anything. This can be used in some other project. Little piece of pre-felt. I might even decide to felt that further so that the edge of this is not a cut edge, but a felted edge. But with your finger, you can smooth that down. I think that's it, really well adhered, and it's just a nice extra feature. So then I'm going to work on the beard. I'm going to estimate my white. Do I want a nice fat beard? Do I want a long beard? I'm going to take a piece of white fibre like this. Lovely full beard on this little guy. So I'm going to attach this using a felting needle at this point on the underside and allow this to roll down on top, and then do some light attachment underneath. In order to do that, I hold it in my hand. I take my very sharp felting needle. So this is not for kids. And I use a stabbing motion, and you see these tiny little holes that appear. The noise that you hear is my needle going through to the plastic resist underneath. So I'm using this stabbing motion, and that is attaching those loose fibres to my felted fibre underneath. I'm drawing a sort of a smile, and I'm not ever using my needle sideways or moving it like that, because that can break the needle. It's a straight up and down motion. When I come to the edge, I tuck in some of the fibres, overlap to create a stronger bond. Do the same on this side. If you don't have a needle, you could use the same hank of fibre and bind it together with a little piece of cotton and then sew it in place there. Now this is a decorative item, not a toy, so I need the attachment to be firm, not that this doesn't come away, but I don't need it to be, you know, it's not going to be played with by children. Then I'm going to move this little beard just up to where I want it around the nose with 1 or 2 little stabs to keep it in place. Now, do I want it to be that long? Yeah. And try it like that. Literally just stabbing in a central area where I would imagine the little Santa's mouth would be, in order to firmly attach that loose moustache. And you can see that in this way you give your Santa a different character, just slightly. Yeah. We'll be very careful with these needles. Usually when you order them, they come in some sort of little pot. They're very sharp. I've plenty of white fibre left over. So from the face to the beard and the nose, you could use all of that. I'm going to take black cotton thread. This is where the little guy really comes to life and gets personality. To dry, I shape him into his final position that I'm happy with, and then I leave him to dry.